is the come-up show that feel-good music lives, real, recognized, real, every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 94.9 CHRW. On Me With Today, his family moved from India and they immigrated to Canada when he was very young. Most of his life, he grew up in a small town called Barrie, just north of Toronto. And as a child, he developed a taste for music, being exposed to South Asian music by his mother. You know, she played a lot of Bollywood songs at home. And he started making beats during his senior year in high school. He met up with Boy Wonder. And if you know Boy Wonder, he's produced hits like Drake Best I Ever Had, Forever, and lots of big songs. So Boy Wonder was his mentor. He started mentoring him, sharing his knowledge on beat making. Please introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Jazzfeezy from Barrie, Ontario, and I just want to thank Cheto on the Come Up Show for definitely having me in. Appreciate that, Cheto.
Yes. Thank you for coming down, man. So you are from Barrie?
Yes, sir.
You said that it was hard for you to grow up as the only brown kid in your neighborhood, and you always felt left out because the kids at your school would make you feel different. How did you overcome this period of that type of treatment?
I mean, I had a couple friends that I'd confide in, but most of the time I just kind of keep to myself and said, like, yo, it's not worth it at the end of the day because, I mean, I could battle these guys, but I'm always going to be outnumbered. And I mean, what's the point of fighting? You know what I mean? So I just started like listening to music and just always kept a positive spirit and just worked my way through it.
Nice. And what was the reaction when you were doing, like, what?
They took me as like a William Hung, like, oh, brown guy doing hip hop, you know, that's a fail. Like, it's just not gonna happen, right? So, you know, I got a lot of that until I started like making like full range songs, and I got my first placement, and then finally people like started respecting me a little bit. Up until now, when the album came out, and they knew I was legit.
So you paid more attention to the music in films rather than the film itself.
Yeah, like
through films, you had an understanding and appreciation for music. Tell me about that, man.
Like, I mean, the first time I seen Dark Knight, like everyone was going off the Joker and like, I guess Christian Bale. I'm paying attention to Hans Zimmer's scores, like just like wow, look at the high strings at this one point. And even just like films like even before that, like the Titanic or whatever else, as cheesy as that sounds, I'm listening to the music like, how is this scene getting taken from like this level of just like normal actors without music to the next level when like you just have like just a dramatic scene. It's not just because of the acting, it's the music at that point and the music that's behind it. So
so the compilation album is called Unveiling the Rapture.
Yes.
Explain this name, man, Unveiling the Rapture. Tell me why you chose that.
Back when I was thinking of like the titles for the tracks and just the album in general, I was thinking like more or less like, what can I do that's different? Like I've actually searched like album names and stuff, and then I thought, if you know, I'm unveiling, and to me rapture means music. Like I know it's a biblical term, but to me like rapture can be like the ecstasy of something, so I made it music. So Unveiling the Rapture, I'm unveiling you the music.
So you listened obviously to hip hop, R&B when you were growing up, but you also listened to rock music.
Yes.
And what kind of rock music did you listen to, and how did that influence you as a producer?
One of my favorite bands growing up was the Deftones. It's just the way that like, I mean, people, it's not really screamo, but I mean like it's just the way the lead singer would just like sing like pretty much his guts out, and then you have like all these wicked like melodies with the drums and like all these harmonics coming from like the basses and stuff. It's just rock music is completely different because it's all live versus hip hop where it's like not computer animated, but like, I mean, it's just samples and just like just drum sounds and whatnot.
You have a Wikipedia page, a MySpace that looks amazing, a Twitter, Reverb Nation, YouTube, Blogspot, I Like Last.fm, and you have a really professional looking website that has everything. You know what I mean? And I take that in, and that tells me how serious you are as a producer, as a whatever that you're doing in your field, right?
you got to build the hype, because if you just have like a MySpace and you think people are gonna like take you seriously, it's not about that anymore, man. You got to have your YouTube, you got to have your Twitter, you got to have a professional page, and you can't just get like your friend to do it. You got to get like someone who's gonna make it look good. Like everything has to look professional. If anything is like, if let's say I had an album and then I had like a mediocre like artwork for it, then people are be like, they'll judge you on first appearance. You only have one time with everyone. Exactly. And if you don't do everything 100% professionally, you're the only one that's going to get the downfall out of it. No matter how hard you work, you might have the best sounding beats, songs, whatever, but if your cover of like your art is like, I don't know, like plasticine or something, they might not take it in. And that's the whole thing. Like everything has to be 100.
And the thing is, when people try to like say save on something, or you know, take the cheaper option, they're doing that because they think they're going to be ahead, or they're saving something, but really you're not in the end, right?
I tell you, man, I mean, the guy who did the guy cut me a deal who did, his name's K-Sauce. He did the artwork for the website, and his brother, actually, Ryan, he actually did the artwork for my MySpace, like the layout. I lucked out because they include everything. If you actually just talk to the people and say, hey, could I get like some type of package deal? You'd be surprised what you can get, and you won't have to cheap out.
Man, Jazzfeezy, is there anything else that you wanted to say to the people out there, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, definitely check out the personal website that my boy K-Sauce definitely designed, www.jazzfeezy.com, JAZZFEEZY.com, and everything else, MySpace, YouTube, Twitter, it's /Jazzfeezy. That's me. There's only one. Last.fm, Wikipedia, like I pretty much got all that done, and it's basically because those two guys, if it's anything art related, K-Sauce and Ryan, basically they both helped me out to get that done.
So Jazzfeezy, I would say thank you very much for making the music that you do, man. I respect the hustle, the grind, the professionalism, and yo, I wish you much success. You know, the Come Up Show got your back 100%. Let's keep it going on the music tip right here. This is the Come Up Show that feel good music lives, real, recognize real.